Hello.
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 Hello. What shirt am I wearing?
We had an interesting day.
Yeah. We have a story for you.
Who's starting?
It's a story.
You start, because when I start, I'm not going to stop.
So, like normal college students, we require snacks. And these snacks, you can't just go to a building and get. I mean, you can. But you kind of have to go off campus. So there's this thing called public transport that has a very tight schedule. So, you know.
A very tight schedule that you can find online with exact times.
Yeah, exact times of when it's going to be here. Everything calculated down to a science. Like, traffic and everything included. So if they run into traffic, it's kind of there. Like, they have that extra leeway. So, we took a bus to Stop and Shop, as you'll see in the vlog later this week. We took a bus to Stop and Shop. Got there perfectly fine. Everything was smooth. Took like 5 minutes, like it normally should. Walked around Stop and Shop. Looked at the bus times. Made sure we could leave on time so we have enough time to get to the bus stop. And we wouldn't be late and we wouldn't miss the bus. So we left 5 minutes before the bus came. This is your part.
Yeah, so we left Stop and Shop 5 minutes earlier than the bus was supposed to be there. We go out to the bus stop. We stand there in the freezing cold. We wait for the bus. We make up songs about college life and the bus. 40 minutes later, we are still waiting for the bus.
For anyone wondering, it's 11 degrees, not including the wind chill.
At this point, 40 minutes later, so 35 minutes.
Oh, sorry, no, it went down. It's 10. Not including wind chill.
This is 35 minutes after the bus is supposed to have been there. Expecting to have been standing there for 5 minutes. We cannot feel anything below the waist.
Okay, so the real feel is 0 degrees, including wind chill. So it's 15 out, but it feels like 0. Now, when you're standing outside for 40 minutes, you lose feeling in everything.
We all have frostbite at this point. Like, not horrible enough that, like, it's okay, but, like, the tips of my fingers still burn. My toes still burn.
I couldn't bend my toes.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, in a huddle because we were so cold.
We were literally arms wrapped around each other, and you know her with affection.
Uh-huh.
She was in the center of the huddle. Because she radiates heat like no tomorrow.
And I was freaking freezing.
She was. But, like, we absorbed her.
I was so cold I didn't even care. I was just like, okay, this is fine. Like, you're breathing on me. This is so nice. Because all of them breathing onto me.
Excuse me.
So nice.
But
I was still frozen. Like, my backside, because there's only 3 people, like, hugging me. So my entire backside was exposed and, like, freezing. And I couldn't feel my toes. I couldn't bend them. I couldn't feel them when we were walking back. Like, I walked back through a puddle that was, like, slush because it was so cold out that it was starting to freeze over, like, completely from the bottom and not just the top layer. Like, we walked back through slush that was a puddle when we got there and couldn't feel my toes at all.
So we're still standing there. We can't feel parts of our bodies. So we finally go inside, and I'm pissed at this point. Everyone else is kind of laughing and joking and annoyed, but I'm pissed. Like, I'm, like, raging. I'm still raging. So I'm pissed. I'm like, who do I have to call to get this damn bus here? So eventually we all decided that we're going to call an Uber. Because we just wanted to get back to the campus. We just wanted to go back to our rooms, take a hot shower, and not be freezing.
That's my idea.
Yeah, it was our idea. But so we call, get one of our friend Anna downloads the Uber app. After you attempted it like 8 times.
Yeah.
We go through the whole thing. We have an Uber driver on the way. She's like 10 minutes away. And a bus comes up. We look at this bus. It's going the opposite direction. That would be a 3-hour bus ride to get back to campus. This is the same bus that was supposed to have picked us up. It skipped our stop on the way back to campus and was now going back in the other direction.
Because we were at Stop and Shop for like the 2 hours that it would have taken. So it dropped us off, finished its route down to the furthest stop, which is an hour away, came all the way back, went to the school, completely past the stop, which would have been like 5 minutes, went to the school, sat there for a few minutes, and came back, which was the 10 minutes. So they completely skipped the stop.
Yep.
So at this point, we're just like, what the actual hell? And then we're just sitting there, like, the only amusement, because we were so cold, like, even standing inside Stop and Shop, we're all so cold still, like, we were shivering and, like, frozen. We were just sitting there watching our Uber driver get closer and closer. Like, that is our only source of entertainment.
We were cheering her on.
Once it was, like, 3 minutes until she was there, we went outside and we're like, Barbara! Like, I'm not gonna say the real name, but, like, she's Barbara.
We said her name many times.
True, okay, video. Never mind. So Diane. We're like chanting for Diane, and we're like, that's Diane! No, it's not Diane. Diane! No, not Diane. Diane! Diane!
Like, it was like, we were like so happy about this Uber driver, and it was my first Uber experience. She was honestly very sweet.
She was such a sweet little
She
lady.
seemed kind of awkward, like she didn't really know what to say or do, but she was nice. But so we get in the car, we drive back to campus. I send in
Not to mention that when we first got in the car, she's like, you're going to the school, right? We're like, yeah. She's like, I've been there 3 times today.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been going back and forth all day. So the bus has been off that long. On a stop that they're supposed to stop at every single time.
Yep. Every time they pass Stop and Shop, they're supposed to stop there. Because it's an essential part of the town. That's why they put in a bus stop. So when we got back on campus, I put in a huge complaint, pretty much telling them, first off, we're not allowed to have a car, so that's not an option for us. Second off, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
Third off, we all have frostbite now. Fourth, we had to pay for an Uber because we can't rely on you.
Pretty much.
So, fuck you.
Yeah. Because all of us had to basically, like, scrounge for money because we just spent all of our money that we could use for that week, or for, like, the rest of the year, basically, on food for us for this week, until one of our parents is just like, here you go, have some pity money.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of us gets a job. So pretty much just spent our entire life savings on an Uber driver, just because the bus wouldn't come to us.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it's
know
a
what we're gonna do
5-minute ride.
again.
It's literally a 5-minute ride.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like it'd be inconveniencing them. They literally come down, go in, and then continue.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going in, they just kept going and then turned. It's literally like the parking lot's here where they turn and go through.
And it's not like they have to sit at
And
the stop.
they'd go here and turn and go around.
It's not like they have to sit at the stop.
No.
All they do is come in, stop the car, or stop the bus, open the door, let people off, let people on, and keep going. Because that's what they do. They don't stay there. They just go.
And if there's nobody sitting there and nobody kind of requests to stop because they'll kind of like slow down and nobody moves, they just keep going. So if it doesn't look like anybody's getting off, they just keep going.
Yeah,
So it's not like they really are stopping. And there was like 6 people sitting there waiting for us that just walked. There's one dude that's sitting there and he kept looking at his phone. And I don't know if we were annoying him because the entire time he kept looking at us when we were singing, but I think we were amusing him because it looked like he was kind of amused. Because it's just the 4 of us singing songs to keep ourselves entertained and not, like, dying from frostbite and trying to keep us from thinking about that. And this guy just starts walking because it's sitting there.
Shivering. I'm sitting here just...
Yeah, my window is open. But our room becomes an oven if my window's not open right now. I'm so annoyed. Like, I'm honestly so annoyed.
I'm gonna call them on Monday, and
It's a good thing we had ice cream and it was cold out. If it was hot and we had ice cream, it would have been... I would be pissed. Like, you guys would not want to see that.
We're gonna, I'm gonna call them Monday, and I'm gonna see if she's there to record. Or you're gonna have to be there to record because I'm gonna need to use your phone.
Yeah, I'll record. I'll just throw your phone.
Yeah.
I'll use your phone while you use my phone. Diane. You gotta love that lady.
I have a digit and a nicky.
You guys just gotta love Diane.
Look at the...
She's our lifesaver. She's our one true lifesaver. She was there when no one else was. We love Diane.
So for those of you in America or one of the other countries that it airs in, Super Bowl is Sunday.
Yay. So exciting.
Can you not feel our excitement
so
radiating
excited.
off of us?
I don't know about you, but I can't wait.
I've heard the commercials are supposed to be really good this year, though.
The commercials are... That's the
Yay, commercials!
Yeah. Is it bad that I'm excited about the commercials? Like, okay. This video is going up after them, so they'll already know who won. It's weird, because you guys will know who won, and we won't. Our current state, we won't. I mean, I'll predict it now. The Patriots are gonna win.
I think the Eagles might win.
Considering that before they...
Everything is rigged.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. I think the Eagles are going to win because, NFL kind of screwed themselves when they predicted Patriots and Vikings. So because they did that before the games were over, then they had to put the Eagles in instead of the Vikings. So now, if the Patriots win, then it was, so it was fixed. Then you knew the Patriots were in. And you knew the Patriots were going to win. So now it has to be the Eagles.
Not even, because if the Patriots don't win, that there's the curse and everything that, here's the curse, and so they're gonna win to break the curse. I'm calling it now. Patriots are gonna win. Okay, now we're gonna cut here, and we're gonna film another thing of us saying that the Eagles are gonna win. So no matter what, we get right. We'll just get it right no matter what.
Or you can just cut my thing of why the Eagles would win, and then your thing of why the Patriots would win, and pick which one you put in.
Do you guys want to hear another interesting story about my day? So my history teacher, God, I love him so much. Basically, we have to read 75 pages every week for history, and I'm not a history major.
Along with added text.
Yeah, along with added text. So there's the 75-page textbook that we're supposed to read, but in that 75-page textbook, so there's links to other books and other text that we have to read, and videos we're supposed to watch, and movies we're supposed to watch, and then there's questions we have to watch. So we have to have not questions we have to watch. Wow, there's questions we have to answer, and the questions have to have evidence of why we think that. So basically, I have to write an essay for these 25 questions. I think it's more than that. I think it's 27. I have to write an essay for these 27 questions while reading all of this crap, and then hope that I do it right, because if you don't get half points or anything like that, you just get the 1 point for getting it correct. So you have to hope you get it right. And then the sections, I'm going to give you an example of one of the sections. One of the sections was basically the Europeans came in and told the Native Americans that they had to pay for even living there, they were just oh, sorry, we're here now, so you have to pay us. So give us all your money. And then the people that didn't give them money, or couldn't afford to give them money because they didn't really have money, got murdered. So, I don't really know if that's true, but I don't know. So the question was, why do historians believe that they have the population correct? Which, doesn't relate to Europeans coming in and slaughtering everyone for no reason. And then the answer, because if you go down further, at the end of the chapter, there's the answers to the questions, so you can kind of get an idea of what to answer. And the answer was that historians believed that the tribes could not grow. I have no idea how the three of them relate. Still have no idea. That's how every question was. One of them, it's how did this person do this? The entire section did not mention the book, the person. And then there's a link to a 205-page book. That in the first, because I was kind of just clicking next page, the person wasn't mentioned until the 30th page. So I would have had to read the entire book to basically know the person's name. So basically, I told my teacher about that. And I was I'm an English major, which basically should mean that I'm going to read. But that also means that I have a shit ton of essays to write every day, basically, because I have so many English classes. And I can't sit there and shuffle through all of these texts and papers and words to try to find this one person's name and information of why this person's important.
That's honestly what she did.
And yeah. So he's like, well, you don't have to read it. You just have to, like, go through and kind of figure out where the person's name is and then kind of read about that and then answer the question. And if you don't understand something based on the heading, just read that section. And, I mean, that's all you have to do. But I wouldn't worry about it too much because none of our tests are going to be on the book. So I have to read this 75-page chapter every week, including all of the bonus stuff, to find a person's name and hope that it answers a question, which it won't, just for it to not count for anything besides a homework grade. I don't need it for a test. I don't need it for a quiz. I don't need it for essays. Because for those, he's giving us a document, and we have to explain why it's relevant. So basically, because of what we talked in class, what time period is it? Or why do we think that this is something, not the other? Or why do we know that this is a button and not a tie? Like, college. Literally college. So I can't worry about all of my other classes because I'm over here having a breakdown over my history class because that's what it's going to be. So I'm just going to drop out.
No.
Just going to drop out just because of one history class. Then I'm going to end up failing anyways, so I'm just going to drop out.
No.
Just do it.
No.
It's fine.
No.
I told my friends from, like, back home, and he's just like, holy shit.
I will cry.
And then I explained to him that I am not a history major and have no interest in history besides, like, things I research and look up by myself because I'm like, oh, what did this person do? Or, about, like, you know, like, the little things I know and, like, want to know more about and not being shoved with information. So, basically, I don't want to take a history class. But I'm being forced to. Because I don't find history amusing or entertaining or at all interesting when it's being shoved at my throat.
No, threatening to leave me.
I'm not threatening to leave you.
Yes, you are.
I'm not threatening to leave you. I'm going to.
No!
My mom wouldn't let me. She's paid far too much money for that.
I will cry.
Might be a state school, but she's still paying a lot of money.
My Nikki. Don't make me cry. I cried enough.
I cried enough last night. I was literally crying last night.
When?
You saw me crying. When I was so stressed out.
Oh,
about
that
it.
part, yeah, okay. You were, like, on the verge of tears. I didn't see any actual tears.
Crying.
I didn't see any, so you hid that part well.
How did you not see that? I had mascara down my entire face. And it was right after my off. I was like, I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd taken your makeup off and then started bitching about your.
Oh yeah. I know when I'm gonna cry. No, I cried.
I knew your face was red and like you looked like you were gonna cry.
Oh,
I just didn't know you actually cried.
I actually cried. I actually cried, and then we kept talking about it, and I kept getting even more emotional about it. So my eyes kept watering, so I was just crying.
Bye, guys.
We need to do a thumbnail, too. Bye, guys. We love you. We'll see you soon.